In this video, we're going to pick up where the install video left off for splines and take you through some of the more details about how to actually use the Dreamteck Splines integration into MMLC. So first thing, I'm going to open up the MMLC core package. So the only thing that we require is Dreamteck Splines and a core MMLC install. Once that's done, we'll talk through the various different behaviors that you can trigger and the helper functions that already exist within to do it. Here is a quick overview of just how to use splines. We won't talk about any of the settings, but we're just going to get it. So you start with your player character. It's just like any other input scheme. So I already have my spline cinematic set. So if I double click that, it's the same thing as the nav mesh, which has a wanted transform essentially for its target. We have wanted spline. So you grab a spline computer from Dreamteck, any kind of spline you've built, and now he's going to start running. And so let's go ahead and talk about it. There's a stop at the top of the stairs. And sure enough, he stops. And he's going to go run, and he's going to make a pretty tight cut over here. There it is. He turns around. He's running the spline. We have him starting a sprint here, so he's going to run around this corner, and then he's going to pick up speed and end up right there. Within that spline, you saw all of the triggers that were available to it, so I'll go there, and we'll just talk through them one by one. So we have the stop at the top of the stairs. That's just using the helper utility to stand in place for a certain amount of time. It's then followed up by a temp stop for the tight turn. And by the way, if we want to make that turn tighter, this is saying act like you've zeroed out the analog stick input to the controller to control that character. And I just shortened that from half a second to a quarter second, and we can go ahead and just watch what happens with that change. So again, we go over to the character, go to his input scheme, and we go to the wanted spline and we just drag it in. And now what you should see is when the character gets over here, you're going to see it, instead of stopping and turning and going the other way, it's actually just going to make a cut, and it's going to be a much more smooth. See, he just makes his run 180 plant and cut and goes and executes the rest of it. Everything else is the same. So the authoring tools are there to really fine tune exactly how you want that motion to behave. Back over to the run and sprint, I'll just show the rest of them just for completeness. So you have that tight turn, which we then just tightened up a little bit more to make it more visually appealing. And then you have the start sprint, which uses the helper utility to sprint, but you can call any functions you like and control anything. It doesn't have to just be MMLC functions. You can, as something gets to one of these points, any kind of game logic you want to engage, anything with other game objects or the camera, whatever you like. And that's it.